coming to you from somewhere in the courtyard of Iron Curtain, America. You're listening to the Watchman's Cry News from the Wall, the program where we examine reality through the lens of truth. If you're taking notes, the website is watchmanscry.com. Ladies and gentlemen, another phase has begun for America. If you're a regular listener, you know the things that we talk about on this program. But if you happen to be new, on this program, we talk about what time it is. We talk about where we are in the giant divine hourglass of God. Because these things are real. America is experiencing a great and mighty change. She is experiencing her demise. The good old USA is entering her final moments in history where the old America will cease to exist and a new America will arise. And it's going to be a new America that will no longer have a heart for good, but will exchange it for a heart of stone. A stony heart that is cold and pitted with the scars of a different drumbeat. And over the past few years, the Lord God Almighty has been warning America that these things were indeed coming to the land. And He has raised up voices to sound the alarm. And this ministry is one of them. And my friends, please pay attention to the things that I'm going to share on this program. Because I have a word from the Lord today. It has to do with America and the residents that abide within her shores. Again, folks, great and mighty events are coming and are even starting to arrive. My sole purpose, my motivation, and my desire is to warn as many people as I can. So folks, please share this program with everyone that you know, with friends, with family, with everyone that you can, because we need to get this warning out. We need to awaken as many people as possible in the remaining days that we have. Because that's the bottom line, folks. The foundation of the message has to do with the human soul. It has to do with finding Jesus and getting stronger with Jesus. Because He's coming soon, folks. But first, He's going to shake this earth. He's going to shake the church. A great and mighty shaking is approaching. Right now, He's judging America. He's also judging the nations. And His judgment that is now visiting this planet is going to play out in many, many categories. And we've talked about them. We've talked about how famine is coming to the land and how it's already arriving in America and in other places. We've talked about how economic collapse is going to come. America is going to experience a dollar crisis. These things are coming, folks, and as they do, eventually, for many people, the trip to the grocer is going to bring sorrow for some and panic for others. My friends, I cannot sugarcoat what time it is. And if you're awake, you know this, and your spirit knows it. Please pay attention to the things I'm going to share, because there are events that are barreling down the prophetic highway, and they're coming toward us right now. And I'm going to go into several things, so please take the things in this program seriously. Our ministry is Watchman's Cry, and if you appreciate our vigilance, let us know with your support. Our address is Watchman's Cry, P.O. Box 157, Priest River, Idaho, 83856. Or you can go to our website and contact us there. And real quick, if you happen to be near the Priest River area, we're having awesome fellowship services now. We've been meeting on Saturday evenings, and we're meeting to worship Jesus. And guess what, folks? The Holy Spirit is showing up. And a great anointing has been showing up in our meetings to touch lives and to refresh and heal the hurting and the wounded. So if you're nearby and you're thirsty for a drink from the well of God, you're welcome to join us. So if you're interested, you can go to my website at watchmanscry.com, and in the contact link, email me and tell me that you would like to attend, and then we'll go from there. All right, folks, well, let's begin. On this program today, I'm going to talk about the main headline that's the unfolding and continuing saga of the Boston Marathon bombing. So I want to ask you to please listen to this program in its entirety, and please share it with everyone that you know, because I'm also going to talk about a prophetic warning that is related to the Boston bombing. The Boston bombing is not the only event that has unfolded. It is one of the preliminary phases of things that are about to happen to America. And when these things happen, they're going to strike hard, they're going to strike without warning, and they're going to catch many people off guard. So again, my friends, please listen to this program and please take these matters to heart and to prayer. Now, 2 bombs exploded at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. And so far, 3 individuals were killed, including an 8-year-old child. Over 100 people were injured. Now, I am examining this event through the lens of discernment, and as end-time Christians, we all need to be doing this, because the bottom line of what is happening right now before our eyes is biblical prophecy in motion, and it's in very quick motion. The momentum is gathering speed, and as these things continue to unfold, we're going to see deception, we're going to see delusion, we're going to see and hear lies that have been crafted by the powers that be and by the minions of Satan. Right now, Operation Attack America is in motion. It is in play, and it is going to continue to rattle and shake the very foundation of this country. Lest we forget, folks, we had the Aurora, Colorado massacre, and then we had the Sandy Hook massacre, and now we have the Boston Marathon bombing. And as I have been examining this story unfolds so far, and I want to be real careful on how I say this, folks, because I understand that there's a tendency to label anyone that questions the official report or the official story as a kook or a conspiracy theorist or someone that is paranoid or crazy. Only an individual who does not study and learn from history would say such a thing, because history has repeatedly shown us that human nature is evil, human nature is fallen, and that the pride of man can cause humans to do some very crazy and bizarre things. We have seen human beings act maniacal and demonic throughout history. Nazi Germany has answered the question on how far and how evil a population is able to be brainwashed into accepting. Soviet Russia had the Gulag and the Siberian prison camps. Communist China, Communist North Korea. Human rights are not an automatic thing with many populations in this world. And based on what we read in the scriptures, eventually the book of Revelation is going to start happening before our eyes. The tribulation will begin to unfold, and there will be a one world government that is a dictatorship, that is tyrannical, that does not honor human life, where many people are going to be killed for their beliefs. The saints of God are going to be overcome during this period. It's going to be a time that will shake this planet and be the worst period of time since man came to be upon this earth. Jesus said so. Those are his words. So if the tribulation period is going to show us and reveal to us governmental leadership that is devilish and bloodthirsty, and if most of us that are alive right now who are Christians are saying that we're in the end times, then common sense tells us that if we're in the end times and the tribulation period is very, very soon, and governments are going to be bloodthirsty during the tribulation period, then that tells us, ladies and gentlemen, that the tide for respect for human life is going to change. The tide for the rule of law, the tide for personal rights of citizens is going to vaporize. And between now and then, we're going to see the transition where governmental leadership may act one way now, but it's going to morph into this new creature that acts totally different. And as that change occurs, we're going to notice it. And ladies and gentlemen, based on what I'm observing, it is happening now. The tide is turning. Because many of the reports regarding the Boston bombing, in my opinion, are laced with contradictions and suspicion and convenient omission. The official story does not add up in several categories. Already, I am observing many holes in the official development story. And it appears that in the eyes of the powers that be, the two brothers who started out as suspects have been tried and found guilty by the court of the media and by public opinion. Now, for those that may say, Nathan, the media wouldn't lie, and the witnesses that are coming forth and saying what they saw, they're legitimate. Why shouldn't we believe them? Here's why, folks. Because the modus operandi in the past has showed us that we have to be very vigilant. We have to be careful. Folks, right now, the Boston bombing is one event, but it is one of many events that are all happening at the same time. Let us not forget, the Second Amendment is under attack right now in America. And there are states, one by one, that are caving in and stepping on the Second Amendment of the Constitution. There are several states that have decided by their progressive representatives that Americans cannot be trusted to own firearms. We're watching history in the making right now, folks. So we need to ask the question, why all of a sudden is the Second Amendment under attack? Then we have to ask the other questions. Why is Homeland Security purchasing so many bullets? Over 1 billion bullets have now either been ordered or are in the process of being delivered. Over 1 billion. Enough ammo to support more than 20 years of Iraq war. Why? So the Second Amendment is under attack. Homeland Security is buying a lot of bullets. And then we hear that Homeland Security is also investing in their own fleet of ATVs, MRAP vehicles. Have you seen them, folks? Those mine-resistant vehicles? Weighing 15 tons, built to withstand the explosion of IEDs? Why is gold under attack? Why is the precious metals market being manipulated right now? Why do the numbers not add up when we observe the official statistics of America regarding the economy, the unemployment rate, the jobs market? Why are banks being bailed out? Why is the real estate market being manipulated? Folks, I can go on and on and on, but I have a lot of questions. Why are these things happening? Why is Obama on record as saying that change is coming, that there's going to be a redistribution of wealth? And then we have Obamacare that's coming, and doctors are quitting their jobs because they are seeing that Obamacare is going to destroy their careers. Folks, America is being dismantled right now before our eyes. And then when we look at the spiritual realm, behind the scenes, I have been talking about the spiritual perspective of America's downfall for years now. We've discussed how the New World Order and the Illuminati and the powers that be announced to the world during the Olympic opening ceremony that change was coming. The phoenix was going to rise from the ashes, that the New World Order was here. We have shared and talked about how during the inauguration that occurred just a few months ago, very, very pivotal events occurred because America turned the corner and gateways and portals to the underworld were opened. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, as I am witnessing and watching what occurred in this bombing event, I am having many problems with how this story has developed. And lest we forget, folks, the stories that are reported and the stories that make it to the official propaganda machine of the press is usually the same report that makes it into the history books. What that means is history is written by the people with the quill, with the news program, with the controlled press, and history is written by the voices behind the state-controlled microphone. And today we're watching history being written by the Ministry of Propaganda. I know that to some my words may sound radical, and to some my words may sound cynical, but folks, today the history of Oz is the meal that has been accepted by the citizen munchkins as long as they stay hypnotized by the opium-tainted news reports from the Emerald City. And today as I speak, we are witnessing the arrival of the great scheme of Satan to deceive nation USA into becoming the USSA. And how does this happen? How does a country morph into a new creature? Because a country consists of humans, of people, of citizens. So how does the country change? How do they do it? Well, first of all, the people need to have their thoughts occupied with chaos and madness. And the powers that be need to change the thinking. They change the meals. They change the influence. It occurs by washing away the old traditions and bringing in new policy. But it does not happen in a vacuum. It requires chaos, confusion, and fear. And it requires a population that cannot think rationally. It requires citizens that are too medicated and preoccupied to care. It requires citizens who are blind to the truth and to the light. And it requires citizens who are blind because they're accustomed to darkness. Folks, based on what I'm observing up to this point, and if I am wrong, I'll repent. I'll say that out loud. But based on what I'm observing right now, the Boston Marathon bombing appears to be a false flag event that has gone awry. And it appears that the official story is fiction and full of lies. And it